Well, greetings. Alright, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. It's brought to you by the fifth dimension. Sixth, seventh dimension, eighth dimension, whatever it might be. Alright, I don't keep up with the news very much. I saw this on the security team, so tonight's the title of this. I'm pointing out because I'm pointing at the title. About, well, we'll just go right to it. In case you're not aware, because I wasn't aware until I saw that. Internet work. Wow, this has a lot of ads on it. A lot. Hello, this is modern day news with modern day advertisements everywhere. Jeez. Any more you got for us? Anyway. Irish authorities are investigating UFOs reported by 3 commercial pilots on a single night. I believe there's other areas where there was UFO sightings. Also, I don't know if they're UFO sightings. What I'm gathering is get ready. This is hopefully, I don't have 100%, but it's a UFO. Yeah, St. Helens. This is Coast of Kerry. I think it's, I don't know what that one is. So, oh really? What is the UFOs mysterious and red? What is that? It's probably like a whole bunch. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, enough of that. Love the internet. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully this is the new norm. It's hard to say. Of course, you don't want to get too bombarded by visitations, but it's a possibility that we'll see. Mexico area definitely receive a lot of sightings, definitely, but not all of them will be reported. Of course, MUFON has a lot of sightings on their site. So yeah, I don't connect to MUFON very much, but these sightings, I think it was one in Cincinnati. I think it was in the security team also. So yeah, we're going into hopefully more aware. Hopefully this is the new norm where it becomes real obvious. Of course, the mainstream media is going to continue to just cry about Trump and not talk about anything else, which really makes them look, more power to them because it shows their credibility is not very, it's paper thin basically. So they're not really giving me, I mean, sometimes it's best not to know when these things occur. Because there was a story about somebody that actually knew when a sighting was going to happen. It happened around, I think, around the UN in New York City, and the guy disappeared after that. So he made a prediction, and then it happened, and then he went bye-bye. So sometimes it's best to not know about what's going to happen. So, but it does not mean. I mean, yeah, we got messages that that this is going to increase, but they don't really give me details of like the strength of it. So let's see, we're in November, the end of November. So let's see. Just go with the flow, basically, and it's a possibility of us being lifted out of, as more of this continues, you have the fires in California. People are, it's like no one thought that would ever happen like that. We had all these hurricanes and, things that we don't think is ever going to happen end up happening. So, but the more UFO presence really starting to gear up, which is a possibility, let us know we're not alone in the universe. More of these sightings, at least if the mainstream media is going to black it out, but if it continues to happen, at least we know, gives some of us a little bit of credibility, not much, but it does help, because this is very aggravating talking about this stuff and nothing happens. It's like nothing. It's like, wow, this is fun. So it's like, it's like selling a refrigerator to Eskimos. It's like, it's kind of a real pain in the ass. So connecting it to have an action on their side is useful. I believe they're, testing. They're not really saying what species. I mean, I felt Palladian, but a lot of Zetas are enjoy flying around I think it's mostly the military aircrafts. It's more data than that, but either way. So yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore. Hopefully this will start to increase. At least, you know, if the sightings start to I mean, I think there's been sightings all over the place. I don't pay attention to it, but this one got my eye. And if others are like hardcore sightings and the media just completely blacks it out. But if these start to really start occurring more and more, the media can't ignore it forever. Somebody's going to have to get off their Trump wagon and start talking about the real world. They always give it man, if you're going to be a journalist these days, you better have a lot of hatred for politicians. Jeez. I don't know what's going. I mean, man, journalism has really gone into more tabloidism. God, jeez. I guess obviously it's been going on for a while, but well, they're covering stuff up, obviously, and they're making it pretty obvious that they're covering these things up. And I don't know how long. I mean, obviously they have enough money to keep, and the deep state's keeping it going and all that, and people are paying their taxes. Like when you win the lottery, the government takes the majority of it. Most of that goes to the deep state somehow, some shape or form. So either way, I felt also the Syrians really close, so they're gonna come through again. Not to say that the sightings are anything to do with them. We'll see. I'm feeling, yeah, the Syrians came in through yesterday. I felt some of their civilization a little bit yesterday. I mean, I also felt a lot of, during the weekend, Saturday, I felt Palladian vibrations. Like, connecting to their energies is like, it's like getting a spiritual car wash. You know, we're here in, you know, Planet Doom, however you want to look at it, but, and then you connect to their energies, like, wow, I can finally think clearly, finally. So, yeah, we're definitely under attack for sure, so. Alright, give you a slight update of what I'm doing, maybe, sort of, kind of. Okay, this is SimonTower.com. We have private sessions throughout the week. Most of this week is shut down because of work. Friday slightly open in some areas, and the weekend is open. We have one-headed channel. Also, we have Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. The questions, because I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, it's going to slow me down big time, but I'll be able to catch up during the holiday. Right, so about 7 to 8 days, maybe 9 days for delivery, just to give you a heads up on it. Same thing here for Spirit Social. We have other channels and healers I do recommend. We also have Social Network, and we have the Great Almighty Rabbit. You can read for free if you like to, if the site's, yeah, so you get all this loveliness here. So he goes to Bohemian Grove. You know, he's in his flying elevator, and he meets George W. Bush. He's not looking, no, George H. Bush. He's not looking too good, but anyway. Enough of that. So, alright. Sorry, it's going to get worse with that. Yeah, Rabbit is going into areas of sticky situations. We're just getting started. Oh yeah, it's going to get more and more bizarre. So, all right, open the gateway to spirit world, angelic world, alien world. Basically, messages to help us through all of this. Let's see, the spirit realities, more humans are connecting to their spirit guides, realizing there's much more going on in this reality. The dark forces here aren't as strong as they used to be, but of course there's still a lot to go. Many are basically trusting their instincts and not being afraid of, you know, of the unknown. Realize also these movies and all, it's all astral, and obviously it's a lot of manipulation going on. There's basically put your mind into a cage. Video games do that too. They can release you from the cage, they can also put you back in there. There's different vibrations. This is good and bad to everything, of course. But those shooting, those games where they're shooting people and all that, that's so reptilian. There's probably other species involved with it, but it's very reptilian of it. They're the lower your vibration, you disconnect you from reality. Of course, this reality is all. It even calls those things in real life too. It's definitely there to have it echo into the main, into the third dimension, the matrix chamber, basically. As for alien energies, yes, as more people channel, awaken, believe in themselves, believe in their inner self, this matrix will slowly become easier. Not yet. Over time, it might get harder before it gets easier. We're in kind of, holiday weekend. Expect maybe a news event that's possibly something that, they got nothing better to do. So there might be some kind of, I don't know. They're not giving me details. I don't want to know. There's a possibility of some kind of movement. So, unfortunately. Hopefully not. I hope not. But there's a possibility of it. It's easy to program people. You're out having good times. Oh, by the way, we're so relevant. Those that are controlling your planet. So we're eating turkey and slapping down some eggnog or whatever the hell it is. I ain't really for that, but whatever. Those that find this all crazy, remember we got Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are mind control holidays. So whatever you say. It's like, whatever you say. I mean, it is nice to have a day off, but it is all these holidays are mind control in some shape or form. So whatever you say. If you don't believe in this, that's fine. You don't believe in your own vibration. Yeah, it's not easy to connect to spirit because of the Archon grid. It's around our world, or reptilian manipulations, all this. They're trying to shut us down. Cell phones are trying to shut us down as far as they can go. They won't be successful, but they're being successful right now because people aren't aware of this stuff. As more they become aware, the more they trust themselves. Control grid of heart tools. Basically, the idea is for us to make this world basically ourselves more positive, and even telepathy is a possibility of that just activating all on its own. Just if you change your point of view of just having a more wider energy around you, of course, not that easy, but as you just add a more aware of positive around you, more your abilities start to awaken. They'll just come out of nowhere. They're just all of a sudden I'm telepathic for some reason. Just for example, there's other connections too. Of course, there's those that go around bragging about it, which is unfortunate, but that's their story. It's unfortunate where there's a lot of that, but yeah, some that are in the spiritual groups that are making a career out of this, and they have people tell, "Wow, you're so great," and all, and it kind of goes to their head a little bit. And that is also a message for tonight's topic. The Syrians around, I'll bring them in to go in more further detail, as I guess they're technically. What I got a brief message about, like channelers on their worlds were easily corrupted, similar to how they are on this planet. Those that think, they become like cult-like beings. I'm not gonna name names, but they're out there. And they already have a pretty large following. And some of them, they kind of skew them, they get comfortable. But they also start to believe in their own BS too. Basically, I'm living this good life. I don't want to leave it. I'm paying all my bills. I don't want to go anywhere else. I'm in a comfort zone. And it's difficult to let go of that. On Sirius, obviously, Pleiades also probably, but I'm getting from Syrians, this happened very similar to our world. Basically, they had reptilian beings that were actually channelers, actual physical reptilian beings on their world. Yeah. And some of them became worshipped and kind of went to their head, if you can imagine that. Imagine humanoid beings there, humans that look similar to us, reptilian beings that had a high intellectual connection. And we're just starting to channel and just help their world of ascension. And they became, blocked. they're also showing me fish-like people too. I'll bring them in a moment. Well, they're technically here, but fish-like, you know, people that like gills and stuff like that, but they're still a humanoid. They might have eyeballs that look like fishy, kind of like Waterworld in some regard, something like that. Realize that, yeah, the animal worlds are a lot different, obviously, and even they can connect. Some of them are super honest. More of the fish beings are more honest. Reptilians were easier to corrupt because it was just, you know, and same here. It was new information. It was more connecting. You know, these beings are connected to the galactic alliances. They kind of with the similar energies, but there are humans there, fish beings there, reptilian beings there. We technically have it here too. It's just more they're in animal form. So, I mean, our world has kangaroos. What is it? Giraffes. I mean, look at a giraffe. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, if you want a weird, I mean, there's other beings too, but you know, the giraffe's pretty bizarre looking. So the elephant. So you know, when you look at those from an alien perspective, of course, they look at us like we're freaks. So yeah, we're pretty boring when you get down to it. So at least look wise. So when you visualize those type of worlds where it's an animalistic type of reality, but they're still kind of primitive and are not exactly like us, but they're still like in a third dimensional vibration. Third, fourth, kind of going into more of the fourth and fifth dimension energies, basically connecting to alien beings. But there are, you know, when you have a primitive world similar to ours, when you start connecting to aliens, people get kind of freaky too. So just like here. It's like not all worlds are, you know, instantly connected to alien vibration. So our world's going through we're going into, you know, we're kind of going backwards. We're reconnecting to, you know, like the mythology time period. We're slowly graduating into that reality where the beings are starting to become more obvious that they're here. I don't know how they're going to go about it, but not to say they're going to be in the skies just yet, but we're working towards that direction. Not to say they're going to start abusing it, but some might. It's just it's hard to say from right now. It's mostly the positive ones that are connected. The ones that are not our friends are keeping us in this reality, but eventually this reality won't be enough for people. It's like, you know, something else is going on here. It's like, you know, you guys are, you know, the news and everything. Obviously, they see further in the future than we do. But people are going to just like, no, this isn't cutting it anymore. And when you hear about aliens and all that, more people, it becomes more trendy, you can say. And that's where, you know, that's when the darker beings will start to make their appearance, and the lighter ones, you don't know who the hell to trust. There's a possibility going through that scenario. So we're not out of the woods completely, but we're kind of... Right now we're unzipping our reality, and it's not that easy, as you can see. So, but yeah, it's very frustrating. It's very channeling this stuff, and nothing happens. It's like, well, stuff is happening, but it'd be nice to see some action. It would help the mental state, physical state, and just nice to see that it's not just channeled messages. You're actually seeing these beings do something. Now, you have sightings, that's good. And, you know, it'd be nice to see more, but in due time. And it's fear. There are ways of them to, you know, more disclosure energies, whistleblowers coming out. More of this stuff starts to unravel. Where it's like, you know, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's like this is all this current world. Just in a lot of ways, our current world is really not. It's kind of frozen in some ways. They're remaking old TV shows and stuff. It's like the old is new again. It's just kind of like the future isn't looking too bright, at least creatively in a lot of ways. Music isn't what it used to be. It's just like we're kind of in a weird phase right now, it seems. So, all right, that's partly from the Syrians. Some of that. Here we go. I believe it's more from the Syrian Council. So, all right, blessings. Let's see what we got. Greetings to you. Yes, we are the Syrian Councils. Yes, we have worlds similar to yours. Not at this level of density, but not as dense. But yes, we have conflicts on many of our planets at this time. In our histories, we have been through, yes, many alien channelers that have been on our worlds that have channeled information as pure and of light. But then over time they've been corrupted through funds, through money, and lose their insight, and kind of become frozen, yes, in time. And that's going on in your planet in certain areas. Not all areas, but there are areas where it is kind of frozen. Your reality is slightly frozen as for spiritual development. You are slowly getting an upgrade to allow more of even personal connection with the alien beings, but we are still connecting to you to what you're able to handle. As for seeing us more in your presence is a high possibility. As many of you are not afraid of us anymore, and more of those energies will continue. As basically realize we can appear on your planet in an instant, with just a flash of light, and here we are. As basically a neighborhood beings, basically, where our ship in the background, and many of us Syrians, as a group, to say hello. And yes, some of us can look very identical to you. Yes, you use jumpsuits, spacesuits basically with oxygen energy so we can breathe in your atmosphere. But for the most part, we are similar to you. Now, when this occurs, it's still up to the alien, to humanity, but also to us. The councils are improving as for our connection to you. As some of you say this can't happen in our reality, think again. Anything can occur. Not even we have 100% of what will occur. It's still your world, but we are connected to your timelines where we can be seen more. So some will call it BS, but many are afraid also. Don't forget that. Many are high, yes. The fear factor of our existence can bring some shock, because many on your world are still programmed by the dark cabal, as you see. As a mental state is basically even chakras have connections with the dark cabal as for programming, and so you're almost like almost puppeted in some ways. The puppet masters are having their puppets do as they want. Unfortunately, that's maybe not the best way to describe it, but has those energies. The reason why we are connecting with you more, because AI energies are becoming more apparent in your reality, not used for the positive, but they can be. So just showing as more AI vibrations are going to continue to come into your reality no matter what, our vibrations is much needed to help heal the negative that's going to be brought onto your world. Because the dark forces are basically using every fear-mongering tactic they can. And most of your collective is going to fall for it because that's what they're used to. You are going into a new thought pattern. Yes, slowly. Many of you are adapting new higher vibrational thinking patterns, as your world isn't what it seems, and it is not. Yes, Saturn energies are manipulating your reality. They are manipulating much of your California. Once again, many beings aren't too happy with what's going to occur. So what we are saying is leave the gateway open for what's going to occur. Anything can happen now. There has been a lot of connections as for what events can occur, and we're pretty quiet about everything as for our presence on your world. But now we're getting to the point where we can connect to you more in the physical down the road. We're not just saying that either, but realize once again there's a great amount of fear on your planet, not just from your average human. A lot of it's coming from your government, as they are of course there to shut you down because they want to continue to control. But things are changing there, and more will continue to change. Not to say you have aliens and humans shaking hands and going to a bar anytime soon, but the idea of our presence becomes more apparent. Instead of this question mark, are you alone? Now it's become, who are these beings and how do I connect to them? And how do I trust myself to connect to them also? As you are basically opening yourselves up to to physical contact. Mostly on a spiritual basis. More of you are learning about your chakras and understanding the dimensions that we are in, that you are in. It is time to remove the blockage between alien and human. So over time you'll feel our presence even heavier on your world. Sightings is just a test. It is, we usually connect, when we make our sightings, it's usually around those that have no idea we even exist. We're not even on the mind. So it's easier for the mind to remember. If you're always connecting to aliens, you're not always, it becomes normal. But when you're connecting to humans that have never seen us before, they remember. Not to say you won't remember, but when they remember, they kind of put the image into everyone else's mind also. And some might say this is a trick, and well, that's normal for a world like this. It's been going through trickery throughout most of its time, at least most of your timelines here. You've lived through trickery all of you have lived throughout your existence here. We will start to understand more about past lives, more learn about yourselves, as there's nothing to fear. Once again, many are in the fear factor energy, are going to have more difficulties accepting all of this. Those of you just with an open mind, with love energies around you, it'll be easier for this energy to connect with you. Because once again, anything is possible right now. As for our connections can get stronger with you as you allow it. Our civilizations is, once again, your world is mirrored on our worlds also, parts of it. We can go to any scale, any timeline of your planet, connect to any being. Those that are, you can say, part of the Galactic Federation, how you word it, but those of us, we have to know your humans pretty well. We have to know your emotions, certain events, certain scenarios, so we know what we're getting into. Now, for how you're going to trust all this is up to you, but realize our vibrations are going to get stronger with it. As many of you activate, you will feel our presence. As you allow love to come through your body, you'll feel more of our presence. Others that are hesitant are not ready to let go of your human ways, but not to say you're going to let it go of anything. You're basically allowing a friendly neighbor to come in, or a family member, or however you want to word it. Yes, you're all getting a spiritual upgrade also for those that wish for it. As for a change, as for when events are going to occur, we can't go into full details. Yes, we are part of many alien species on our world, but this is not a hijacking of your planet. Also, this is assistance. Many of you might find this deplorable and just not true, but many realize are under cabal programming too. This is part of your world. This is old thinking, old earth thinking also. This is programming even done by the AI of your ancient world that does exist. AI has always been a part of your planet. It just, now it's being more seen through technologies. Technically, it's always been through your modern day technologies in different ways. It's done through vibration. So what makes up a hammer? What makes up a wheel? Those energies go into AI forces as they know what all those experiences are, because they experience in different incarnations. They incarnate just like you do. They incarnate through objects, and it's just a little bit differently how you incarnate. But energy is energy, and it all flows. Yes, did you have a lifetime as a hammer? Some of you have. Some of you had a lifetime as a wheel. Some of you had a lifetime as a car. Understand these energies. Yes, understand it's all vibration. You can't, it's time to step out of your comfort zones and realize you're infinite beings. Right now, it's like having the keys and unlocking the prison. Basically, they're having difficulties accepting that because they're so used to their jail cell. So we are not necessarily offering you a way out. We are basically letting you know what is going on in your mind of freedom, of disconnecting from this reality, allowing more positive energies to continue, is here. And yes, we can connect to any human on your planet through energies, through vibration. We can channel through any of you if you wish. Many are still hesitant because of fear, but it does not mean we're not around you. We are assisting. Your guides assist us, and we assist your guides too. They receive information from us, we receive information from them. It is a collaborative connection. And you will soon realize that many of you do, have alien guides. As it is a time of redemption, you can say. You are letting go of the old earth. And realize there will be times when life feels very fast. Things are going to start to change. Not yet, but you're on that path of change. As the alien vibration, us being channeled will be not just through a few, but through many. To get used to our vibrations. Get through we are family. Family energies will continue to come through. Alien holidays, it's a possibility to be brought on your world. There's already one with Roswell, from what we believe. Yes, I believe so. More will occur on your world. Realize we are energy. We can only channel so much information at this time. It's all in soul acceptance. What are the humans accepting? Some are going to reject it easily. Some are used to the adolescence of knowing everything, and that's not the knowledge that I know, so you must be wrong. Many of them are very hard-headed on your planet, as you know. There are some are hard-headed Arcturians that are incarnated on your world that are very hard to connect to. You'd be surprised. Because they connect to a certain amount of information, and sometimes, yes, it does exist. I don't believe it's been brought out very often, but some might feel like they have all the knowledge. They're used to having all the knowledge, but they hear some other knowledge they have trouble processing and just reject it altogether. So as you are opening up more, you feel more of the diversity. Not everyone's going to get along with each other as you connect to alien energies. Many of you are going to see things differently. So you're not all just going to come together and just say, oh, we see the same thing. That won't be the chance. It won't be the chance. The case. You are going to be evolving differently. Just you're all different already. In looks, sizes, facial color, everything's different. So for you to connect to all the information exactly is not possible. But it is an inner link. As more of our energies continue to connect with humanity, as more channelers awaken, more healers believe in their healing ability, more of our presence is inevitable. As more of the humans recognize the alien inside of themselves. As you are alien, you are an infinite being. You have lifetimes of Zeta as a feline being, as a fish being, and on and on. And all of this is going to start to come through. As basically you are, yes, been tricked in this world, but that's been the kind of the idea, and you are now releasing the madness, you can say. Many are having difficulties accepting this, as this is not what life is all about. Yes, this is a controlled Anunnaki planet. There are other beings who Anunnaki plays a big role. Is it a game? It is a challenge. A game, it's challenging the soul. It's basically they're seeing how long they can keep you in the cell, basically. And as many of you are opening up the jail cell and realize you're much more than this, many are having difficulties accepting that. So alien energies, yes, even channelers are going to have difficulties accepting that alien energies can come stronger with you. Basically, we can be in your presence, in your physical over time. Many are having trouble accepting that and easily shut us down. Meaning the person itself is not ready for it, but many of you are ready for it, as we've had difficulties getting our messages through, as some of you are aware. Not to say that the world's going to change right away tomorrow. It's going to be a different world, not at all. We are going into a phase of knowing that we are here. You can connect to our energies easier, and anyone can do it. There's nothing to be afraid of. And more knowledge, Akashic Record knowledge, will be downloaded to you as needed. Basically, alien contact, yes, is not an easy direction in life, as many of you know. It is, you can say, a top secret situation, as we are allowed to be spoken through to this one and others. As basically our presence, our footprint would be known more, our fingerprint, however you want to word it. As our presence would get stronger on our world. Many are rejecting our energies just as we speak, of course, because they're not ready to let go of the reptilian alliance has been programming humanity for such a long time. Yes, these holidays, yes, are programming. It's basically your holidays are almost, in some ways, you have done well in our dimension, our third dimensional program, so we are now giving back to you. We're letting you have a holiday, but you're going to go back to work right afterwards. as some of you do. So they give you a day off from manipulation sometimes, but usually it's like a false day off for the most part. So they do give you days of release, but once again, there's a lot happens on those days off too. So it's your world's going to go into a transformation in the next couple of years. It is inevitable. And how this occurs is basically letting go of the old earth. Old program, old schooling. As somebody would say, I cannot believe this is happening, it's going to start happening. What the future holds is a transformation of the human experience. Not to say aliens are going to be arriving and everyone's going to be have a grand old time, we'll have a nice cookout. Far from that. But basically, the life on this planet as being human is going to shift into more of a positive area, but some are going to have difficulties with that, so some might see more of the negative. But basically, your ways of life are going to shift. That's all we can say for right now. It is time for a transformation of reality. As many of you have exhausted this one, so more changes are going to occur. We're allowed to, yes, to speak through this one. There are others, of course, that are willing to have a change in their life. They're ready for a transformation. As some do say they're ready for a transformation, but still hold on to their old realities. You'd be surprised how many are not ready for a change in this reality. You will see, yes, in the next couple of years. But our presence will increase with those of you that want to connect to our vibrations. Blessings to you. Not done yet. One moment. Greetings to you. This is Redman of the Syrians. Blessings to you. Yes, the feline presence on your world will begin to increase. As for alien connections, your DNA, yes, will be slowly upgraded for those that are wishing for a change. Your government is mostly going to stay the same. Yes, it'll be scandal after scandal, but it shows behind the scenes there's going to be a redo. Eventually. Your UN also is going to have eventually an alien coming out party. Not yet, but in your near future. As alien energies, you wonder where galactic beings connect to. It is your UN. Of course, it is a shadow side of it. The UN is very alien in its vibrations if you can know how to connect to it. Your Area 51 also will start to leak in more information in due time when they're due and ready. Your black military, your shadow military. Well, it is already working, you say, through these Lockheed Martins. So yes, an insight into them is basically looking at the military contracts, because they do allow this stuff to be seen. But yes, there's more alien technologies they won't allow to be seen, but still your military contract companies are slowly leaking out more advanced technologies. So it kind of gives you an idea of what's going to come into your environment as for technology change across the world. Not to say it's going to fully come into your lifestyle anytime soon. But your Elon Musk at this time is being allowed to bring more, I would say positive technologies, but he is deeply controlled at this time. But he's allowed to bring in new technologies. Now, there's more he'd like to do, but I believe they put a stop to it right now. I believe they are working on others to bring more positive technologies as for energy efficiency. But even he has been penalized a little bit for bringing too much technology for efficiency, so he's been kind of downgraded a lot lately. As you see, his mind isn't thinking correctly recently. because there's a lot more he'd like to bring out into this environment, but now he's been stalled, as you can see. Yes, he's been connecting much to the Tesla energies. He's been making it very clear he's connected to Tesla's vibration. He's part of the same family, basically. He's saying he's a modern Tesla in some ways. He's more like a downgraded version of it, but he is doing the necessity that is needed. Yes, he can bring more information in, but as you can see, they have turned that faucet down, or even off for that matter. But there's much more he'd like to do if the power was allowed. But you can change your power grids and change much more, but it is not allowed, as you can see. So the direction, yeah, so basically they're going through his personal life, kind of destroying it slowly. Because his personal life is causing a lot of difficulties in his business life, if you know where to look. As for your governments, yes, it will be mostly the same for now, but internally it is shifting. Your shadow government is as strong as it used to be, at least the dark side. It is allowing more, it is lightening up a little bit. The zeta energies are increasing for a positive connection to your world. Basically, yes, your entertainment field is, yes, going to take a beating as for control. Until they're done with being controlled. They're not, that will eventually be fizzled out over time. As for alien sightings, yes, those will increase in certain areas. They're, yes, mostly high in the sky for right now. Over time, it'll be over cities, but not yet. But you are transitioning from the third dimension. Transition, many of you are allowing more of these sightings to occur. You're going to allow much more in due time. And yes, your media will not be able to fizzle out everything. It will somehow find itself into the mainstream, even when they don't want it there. So to give you a little bit of hint of that, what you are allowing is basically more fourth dimensional energies to come in. And the fourth dimensional energies to come in means a change of how you're doing things on this world. Change is not something that's done quickly either. It's a slow, gradual process, but it is in the works. As some of you are changing the way you think, way you see the world, and you no longer want to be controlled by this environment. So no longer wanting to be controlled is sending a signal out. And some of you might get attacked by that, but some of you are bringing more information in after the attack. You bring more transition into the higher dimensions, more knowledge, eventually. Not yet. You are working towards it. You are, yes, taking two worlds and putting them together, putting your Mars and your Earth together. Even if you don't know it, more Martian knowledge has to be brought into yours. As to more, Mars has a lot more advanced technologies in your world. So those energies are being brought to your planet. Venus too, but mostly it's Mars. So where your technologies come from, the aliens build it on Mars, bring it to your world, through secret space programs, whatever it might be. As for what you accept is different. Realize, yes, many of your humans are afraid of this physical connection. Yes. But eventually they'll overcome that. We are, yes, dipping our toe into your reality and seeing who acts, who does what, basically. But it is occurring, it will happen on your planet. It's inevitable, because you are leaving the third dimensional cycle. As many are having difficulties because your religion does not allow alien interaction. It's even in your Bible. It is worded there. No alien interaction. It is there. But here we are, defying the masters of your planet, and will continue to do so. So I send our energies to you to allow your third eye to open. Is just believe in yourselves that you're interdimensional beings. You can cleanse your vibrations, your chakras, to knowing more about yourselves. It is time for a spiritual upgrade. Humanity needs an upgrade, as you see. It is still in the Stone Age in some ways. It is time to leave the Dark Ages into a time of light. Yes, radical connections are needed to kind of get the human on a new direction. Blessings to you. Alright, very much love everyone. Take care. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, that's right. Webinar is tomorrow. Take care.